You can't do much of nothing in this world if you don't have the resources to sustain yourself as a man, to purchase your freedom. Not, it has nothing to do with these women. I mean, the OG in the first clip, I get what he's saying about respect, but we're not interested in obtaining these pre-owned leftover women in terms of uplifting them to any level of quality in our lives. It's about you as a man and what you need to be doing for yourself. I move women from the equation because if you're at a level where an achievement in your life is achieving pre-owned used box, I can't help you. You can achieve that with $100 or less. There's something wrong with you. I'm gonna recommend you to go see the coach or clinician for a therapeutic session. If your goal in life, if your ambition in life, I don't care about this 80-20 bullshit that most of these cucks be talking about. That didn't mean a damn thing to me. If your objective in life is pre-owned used box, I can't help you on this channel. Go see the coach or clinician. You need to be born again masculine. You need a whole bunch of therapy because that's not an achievement for productive men. Now, let's talk about living life on your own terms, achieving some level of financial strength and independence, leveling up, taking care of your fitness, becoming a better man. You're in the right place because that's ultimately what matters in your life. That's what I talk about when I talk about men achieving a certain level of achievement for themselves. You young bucks, I talk about getting that first 100,000 working for you while you're sleeping. That's what I'm talking about. And if you don't have that, you don't have time to be walking around mouthpiece game with a bunch of broke ass dudes talk about game. You're not a pimp. You're not a pimp. Why do you think you're a pimp? You're not a pimp, dude. You're a goofy. Game. Man, game my ass. Confidence and self-esteem, leverage and options. That's your life, social skills. What are you trying to gain? That's all some of them broads have. They've been ran through, pounded out vigorously and viciously. Why you want to take what's left of her? That's all she got left. Why are you trying to game out of that? For what? What? Why? And there's so much time. You got to get back to work, brother. You don't have enough money. So if you ask me about, hey, peaceful life, how do I get some game? Okay, let's look at your numbers. What's your debt like? What you have invested in the markets? What's your career goals? What's your ambition? What skills or trade that's marketable that you can make money off and sustain yourself? Period. You don't care about whether these women like you or not. What you care about in life is respect, self-respect. Your self-respect is what you care about, number one. Women respect men who respect themselves, period. And I always talk about discipline is more important than game. Do you really want to get all these chicken heads around you? You think these guys are living a good life, consuming all these chicken heads? Hell no, unless they got some lousy D. Unless they got lousy D. What do you think is happening? You think these women just go away? You just gonna pound them out and they're just gonna go away? No. They'll be showing up at places, crashing out, calling the cops, restraining orders, unwanted pregnancies. These dudes don't let these dudes, it's like some of these social media guys that be selling you certain things about overseas. If you want to find out really about overseas, go talk to the local men in that country. Walk past all these YouTubers, find you a local male, respectable male in the community, in an environment that you want to go into, and have a conversation with him. I don't give you have to pay him. He'll give you the game about the local women. Listening to YouTubers who their living and their life depends on YouTube, it's going to get you a bunch of goofy shit. But you got to focus on putting yourself in a financial situation that buys you freedom, not pre-owned used box. This is not 1930s. Get out of that traditional mindset that you have. You're looking at the world the wrong way. And that's what I try to tell these young bucks. You're wasting your time. You listen to these guys, whoa, 80-20 rule and 20%. The 20% dudes are getting cooked too. If you have the wrong mindset, you're a 20%, you're going to get cooked out here. Is Steph Curry part of 20%? Is Tom Brady part of 20%? 1%. Is Emmett Smith a part of the 1%? Who out here getting into these relationships with these Western women? I don't care how much box you get. Once you sign that contract with the state, you're going to get cooked. Period. And these cucks out here still talking about marriage to these women without any changes in the laws, they're eventually going to get cooked. Because what happens inevitably is power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts even more. So while I'm sitting here with my coffee, I'm thinking, like, you got to think 2025 and beyond. You can't keep thinking the 1930s. These women ain't going to be any different. They ain't. They ain't. So when I talk about guys attaining that leverage and options in life, it's about your personal freedom and you as a man. What do you think is going to happen? You get a bunch of used box. You marry one of these broads that are leftover women, that are feminists, that are sexually liberated. What do you think is going to happen? You got the trauma from all these other past relationships and all this experience in your house, dealing with them, empowered by the state. So what are you, 1%, 20%, 80%? Whether you get all the box in the world or no box at all, you still have to deal with the system. And the system is what it is. And that's why I look at it, I scratch my head. So if you ain't got no money, what time you have to be sitting around, walking around, asking women for numbers and trying to spit pickup game? You need to spit overtime game and build your resources and build your money and get rid of all this debt so that you have the ability to travel and enjoy your life on your own terms. When I say travel, that don't mean travel and go to the first red light district you can find and whatever else. Now, if a guy goes somewhere, he travels, he sets up his life, and he, get a gym membership, gets him his purpose, his passion, his hobbies, you got to earn the respect of people in those environments for them to allow you into social circles so you get better quality of access to women, resources, and whatever else. If you're going to go hang at the local redneck light district, nobody going to respect you. They're going to say, there's another goofy coming over from America. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to respect you. Talk to the local men. Become a part of a community. Meet normal people. Now, if you have a watering hole that you go to, where you get your thirst quenched, or a particular subject that you ever seen that movie Bram Stoker's Dracula? He never fed. He had a target woman that he wanted, but he went and drank the blood of some other chick. But he didn't. He did what he did. But at the end of the day, he kept himself focused on his target goal. At the end of the day, if that's what you want, but you're not going to get any results not developing yourself, because wherever you go, there you are. If you're not winning in terms of your own success and purpose in America, you're not going to win anywhere else. You're going to get crushed. A simp is a global victim. You work on your self-esteem, you work on your confidence, you work on your masculinity. But the idea of achieving used box, which I see all these content creators, some of them sitting around surrounded by whores, talking to men. Why are you surrounded by 304s? If you're trying to advise men, trying to show them about, I'm going to show you about what these women are like. We already know what they're like. And that's just the way it is. The opinions of women that are just not, whatever. At the end of the day, it's done for profit. But what can you do if you're not in a financial situation to live the life that you want to live? You could pound all the box you want. But at the end of the day, if your ass is broke and living in a situation of mediocrity, you really haven't achieved anything in life. You don't have the ability to put yourself in a situation where you can demand quality and value in your own quality of life. But look here, I'll tell any broad, I don't need no sex. I just need some money. Sex ain't nothing but a memory. And a memory sometimes that ain't a waste of time many times if you have to go through certain things to get a hold of what you want. And then you say the juice ain't worth the squeeze because you got post-nut clarity. And a lot of dudes realize that, man, I pounded all these box. Where's the money? You ain't got no money. You wasted your damn life. Messing around. These dudes be having problems. Baby mama problems. Half of these dudes, man, I used to work at police work, get arrested with warrants all the time. Women coming down there trying to get them arrested, coming within that restraining order you know, just trying to violate the restraining order, get them locked. You think these dudes are living a good life? This so-called 20%? You're crazy. Trust me. That's why these dudes can't talk to me. You know, I'm like, get out of here, dude. You're just another dude. What do you got? Child support warrant on you? Huh? Get out of here with the, oh, I get all these women for free. You know, man, you on some child support warrant. Get out of here, dude. These women are destroy your life with that court system. So anyhow, make sure you guys are doing the things you need to do for yourself, young bucks. Don't listen to some of these old cuck dudes trying to encourage you to go chasing after these chicken heads and you ain't got no money in your bank account. Get that bread. And with that being said, I'm gonna take my old ass into the gym. Peace and blessings to you guys. Make sure you hit the like button. I'm out. I'm about to go get some work done.